एसएससी एग्जाम्स, यूपीएससी एग्जाम्स, बैंक एग्जाम्स और सभी कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स की तैयारी के लिए हम आपके लिए लाए हैं जनरल अवेयरनेस और जनरल नॉलेज पर स्पेशल सैंपल क्वेश्चन सेट। इसमें इंपॉर्टेंट डेज एंड ईयर्स पर पूछे जाने वाले सवालों को विस्तार से समझाया जाएगा। एसएससी, यूपीएससी, बैंक एग्जाम्स की तैयारी के लिए सभी पार्ट्स की लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दी गई है। Question: How many months of a year, according to the Gregorian calendar, have been named after Roman emperors? Answer: 2. The Romans named months after Julius Caesar and Augustus, renaming Quintilis as Julius, July in 44 BC, and Sextilis as Augustus, August in 8 BC. Quintilis was renamed to honor Caesar because it was the month of his birth. Sextilis was renamed to honor Augustus because several of the most significant events in his rise to power, culminating in the fall of Alexandria, occurred in that month. Question: World Environment Day falls on? Answer: June 5th. World Environment Day is celebrated every year on 5th June to raise global awareness of the need to take positive environmental action. It is run by the United Nations Environment Programme. Question: National Science Day is celebrated every year on? Answer: February 28th. National Science Day is celebrated in India on February 28 each year to mark the discovery of the Raman effect by Indian physicist Sir Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman on 28 February 1928. For his discovery, Raman was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930. Question: World Health Day is observed on? Answer: April 7th. World Health Day is celebrated every year on 7th April under the sponsorship of the World Health Organization (WHO). The World Health Day is held to mark WHO's founding and is seen as an opportunity by the organization to draw worldwide attention to a subject of major importance to global health each year. Question: In a tribute to Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy of brotherhood and peace, the UN General Assembly declared his birth anniversary, October 2, as the answer: International Day of Nonviolence. The International Day of Nonviolence is observed on 2nd October, the birthday of Mohandas Gandhi. On 15th June 2007, the United Nations General Assembly voted to establish 2nd October as the International Day of Nonviolence. The resolution by the General Assembly asks all members of the UN system to commemorate 2nd October in an appropriate manner and disseminate the message of nonviolence through education and public awareness. Question: Consumer Day is celebrated every year on? Answer: 15th March. On 15th March 1962, President John F. Kennedy gave an address to the US Congress in which he formally addressed the issue of consumer rights. He was the first world leader to do so, and the consumer movement now marks 15th March every year as a means of raising global awareness about consumer rights. However, in India, December 24 is celebrated as the National Consumer Day since the Consumer Protection Act 1986 was enacted on this day. Question: March 8 is observed as? Answer: International Women's Day. The International Women's Day (IWD), originally called International Working Women's Day, is marked on March 8 every year. In the West, International Women's Day was first observed as a popular event After 1977, when the United Nations General Assembly invited member states to proclaim March 8 as the UN Day for Women's Rights and World Peace. Question. National Integration Day is observed on answer November 19. The National Integration Day is celebrated on November 19, which is the birthday of former Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. The aim of National Integration Day is to bring unity, peace, and spreading of love and brotherhood among fellow Indians. The week long Nation Integration Day celebration ends with Flag Day. Question. World AIDS Day is observed on answer 1st December. World AIDS Day, observed on 1st December every year, is dedicated to raising awareness of the AIDS pandemic caused by the spread of HIV infection. World AIDS Day was first conceived in August 1987 by James W. Bunn and Thomas Netter, two public information officers for the Global Program on AIDS at the World Health Organization in Geneva, Switzerland. Question. Which day is the International Human Rights Day? Answer. December 10th. Human Rights Day is celebrated annually across the world on 10th December. The date was chosen to honor the United Nations General Assembly adoption and proclamation on 10th December 1948 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the first global enunciation of human rights and one of the first major achievements of the new United Nations. Question. Teachers' Day is observed every year on answer 5th September. In India, Teachers' Day is celebrated on the birth date 5th December of the second President of India, academic philosopher Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. It is considered a celebration day where teachers and students report to school as usual, but the usual activities and classes are replaced by the activities of celebration, thanks, and remembrance. The World Day to Combat Desertification is observed every year on answer 17th June. The United Nations World Day to Combat Desertification and Drought is annually observed on June 17 to highlight the urgent need to curb the desertification process. It also aims to strengthen the visibility of the dry lands issue on the international environmental agenda. Question. National Youth Day is marked on answer January 12th. In 1984, the Government of India declared and decided to observe the birthday of Swami Vivekananda as a National Youth Day every year from 1985 onwards. The day is observed all over India at schools and colleges, with processions, speeches, recitations, music, youth conventions, seminars, competitions in essay writing, recitations, and sports. Question. Martyrs' Day is marked on answer January 30th. 30th January is the date observed as Martyrs' Day at the national level. The date was chosen as it marks the assassination of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi in 1948. Question. Non-resident Indians NRI Day is marked on answer January 9. Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, non-resident Indian Day, is celebrated in India on 9th January each year to mark the contribution of the overseas Indian community to the development of India. The day commemorates the arrival of Mahatma Gandhi from South Africa in Bombay on January 9, 1915. Question. In which calendar month of every year each one of the first four dates, that is, from 1st to the 4th, is observed as the World International Day for a specific purpose? Answer: October. The month in reference here is October. October 1, World Vegetarian Day, International Day of the Elderly. October 2, International Day of Nonviolence. October 3, World Habitat Day. And October 4, World Animal Welfare Day. Question: Minorities' Rights Day is observed in India on? Answer: 18th December. The National Commission for Minorities celebrates the Minority Rights Day every year on December 18th. The United Nations promulgated the Declaration on the Rights of Persons Belonging to National or Ethnic, Religious and Linguistic Minorities on 18th December 1992. Question: Kisan Divas, Farmers' Day, is observed on the? Answer: 23rd December. India observes 23rd December, the birth of Chaudhry Charan Singh, as Kisan Divas, Farmers' Day, every year. Chaudhry Charan Singh was the fifth Prime Minister of the India. Question: Which one of the following days is not observed on a fixed date every year? Answer: World Habitat Day. World Habitat Day is observed every year on the first Monday of October throughout the world. It was officially designated by the United Nations and first celebrated in 1986. World Environment Day, 5th June. International Women's Day, 8th March. International Friendship Day, 30th July. Question: The World Ozone Day is celebrated on? Answer: September 16th. September 16th was designated by the United Nations General Assembly as International Day for the Preservation of the Ozone Layer. This designation was made on December 19, 1994, in commemoration of the date in 1987 on which nations signed the Montreal Protocol on substances that deplete the ozone layer. Question: In our country, the Van Mahotsav Day is observed on? Answer: 1st July. Van Mahotsav is an annual tree planting festival in India celebrated in the first week of July. This movement was initiated in the year 1950 by India's then Union Minister for Agriculture, Kulapati Dr. A. M. Munshi. Question: Human Rights Day is observed on? Answer: 10th December. Human Rights Day is celebrated annually across the world on 10th December. The day commemorates the United Nations General Assembly's adoption and proclamation on 10th December 1948 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Question: International Literacy Day is observed on which one of the following days every year? Answer: 8th September. September 8 was proclaimed International Literacy Day by UNESCO on November 17, 1965. It was first celebrated in 1966. Its aim is to highlight the importance of literacy to individuals, communities, and societies. Question: The birthday of which of the following leaders is celebrated as Teachers' Day in India? Answer: Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. The birth date 5th September 1888 of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan is celebrated as Teachers' Day in India. Radhakrishnan was an Indian philosopher and statesman who was the first Vice President of India from 1952 to the 1962 and the second President of India from 1962 to 1967. Question: In which year was the first World Environment Day observed? Answer: in the year 1972. The World Environment Day was established by the United Nations General Assembly on the day the United Nations Conference on the Human Environment began in Stockholm, Sweden on 5th June 1972. The first World Environment Day was hosted in 1973 WED has been celebrated every year on June 5th since then. Question. January 15th is celebrated as? Answer. Army Day. Army Day is celebrated on 15th January every year in India in recognition of Lieutenant General, later Field Marshal K.M. Cariappa's taking over as the first Commander-in-Chief of the Indian Army from General Sir Francis Butcher, the last British Commander-in-Chief of India, on 15th January 1949. Question. Earth Day is celebrated on? Answer. April 22. Earth Day is an annual event celebrated on April 22nd, on which day events worldwide are held to demonstrate support for environmental protection. It was first celebrated in 1970 and is now coordinated globally by the Earth Day Network and celebrated in more than 192 countries each year. World Autism Awareness Day is observed on? Answer. 2nd April. World Autism Awareness Day is an internationally recognized day on the 2nd of April every year. It is one of only 4 official health specific UN days. The first Autism Awareness Day was observed on 2nd April 2008. Question. World Water Day is observed on? Answer. 22nd March. World Water Day is an annual event celebrated on March 22nd. This day was first formally proposed in Agenda 21 of the 1992 United Nations Conference on Environment and Development in Rio de Janeiro. In 1993, the first World Water Day was designated by the United Nations General Assembly. Question. The World Energy Conservation Day is on? Answer. 14th December. The World Energy Conservation Day is celebrated on 14th December globally to highlight the importance of energy consumption and its use in our day-to-day life, its scarcity, and its impact on the sustainability of global ecosystems. It focuses our concentration on significant issues facing the future of mankind with respect to energy. Question. World No Tobacco Day observed on? Answer. 31st May. World No Tobacco Day (WNTD) is observed around the world every year on May 31st. It is intended to encourage a 24-hour period of abstinence from all forms of tobacco consumption. The World Health Organization (WHO) created World No Tobacco Day in 1987. अगले पार्ट की नोटिफिकेशन के लिए हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और बेल आइकन को प्रेस कीजिए। धन्यवाद।